Welcome back to the Two Blues podcast, another live match reaction, another live episode. Apologies for the delayed response. We have been at the bridge. I have literally just walked through the door. Trains up the spout, trains up the creek. That is the reason for the delayed stream tonight. But we are going to give you a brief match reaction. I know it's late, so we're only going to keep it extremely brief. But Chelsea 2, Servette 0. We have got off to a positive start in our European campaign this season. How positive was it? How positive? I'm gonna need, I think, a few hours to digest this performance. A few hours to, bro. I ain't even taken off my shoes. I'm gonna need a minute to digest, because I'm a lot more positive than a lot of those Chelsea fans at Stamford Bridge were today. There was booing, there was frustration, there was. I just want to quickly say, anybody that was booing Chelsea at 1-0 up, shame on you as a person, as a fan, as an individual. Shame. We were 1-0 up, playing the ball around, managing the game professionally, and you're booing. You want more urgency. I understand. You're frustrated. I understand. There is no need to go forward and to bombard and to commit players when you're 1-0 up, and we are that bad defensively. We need to focus on the basics. And I spent about 10 minutes, must have been, sitting with my boy Kieran, talking about how the best Chelsea sides have been boring. The best Chelsea sides have been those that go out and win 1-2-0. The best Chelsea sides are those that can go out and confirm and lock in a 0-0 performance against the top side. And a clean sheet tonight, I can't even tell you how much that means to this Chelsea side, to a lot of these individuals, to me as a fan. The clean sheets, the defense has been a big thing. And I had a line locked and ready to go after that first half. Apologies, I'm still getting undressed. As I said, I literally just walked through the door to give you the stream. I had a line in the first half about tossing Adebayo, tossing back to Fulham. Did not think he looked settled in the first half. Disasi, Badiashile, I think they're going to come under some criticism in the next few days, in the next couple of days at least. Badiashile for sure is going to come under some criticism. But I've got to say, I'm happy with that Chelsea performance. I'm happy in moderation. I am 2-0. When was the last time we had a comfortable clean sheet, didn't concede any big chances, didn't really look like conceding? I mean, there was that deflected shot in the second half, couple of really good balls in the first half that no one got in the end of. But I put their chances and their attacks more down to our defensive mistakes and liabilities rather than their attacking quality. And I think we've got to bear that in mind, you know, when comparing this to other games, the Premier League teams. We're not going to play Servette every week. We're going to have to tighten up massively, both in front of goal and at the back. You know, Sim Margu missed that opportunity today when he should have scored the first two times. Should have squared it the third. Chances like that in the Premier League, they're going to go begging, and they are going to mean 3 points lost. We can't afford to do that week in, week out. We've got to be a lot more clinical, a lot more dangerous in the final third. You know, I was glad that Pedro Neto started today. Still don't think he's 100% up to speed, but I like what I saw. I think his footwork's great. I think he's got the right idea. I do want to see him on the other side rather than on the right and cutting in. I think we need to see him on the left and then have Cole Palmer on the right. But obviously great for him to get some minutes under his belt today. But Mykhailo Mudryk, I want to talk about Mykhailo Mudryk because he was, and in my part, I was sitting in the East Stand today, East Stand upper, in my section of fans, he was getting berated. And I'm talking, go back to your country, go back to where you came from, berated. And I'm, you know, I don't want to say shout out. The woman 2 seats down from me, sprinkling in racism whenever she could, bro. Go back to Ukraine, go back to your country, go back to Argentina. Always it was go back, go back, go back. She was singing for Gallagher as well. She was off her fucking nut, mate. She was the majority of Chelsea fans that I was sitting around had some very strange takes, you know, sitting on the train, listening to people trying to figure out what shape we were playing. I was very confused as to how you couldn't read that as a clear back three with Renato Vega as left back. Like, it was very, very strange. Disasi having played right back last season, it was very strange to see how a lot of this performance, this team was received by Chelsea fans. I don't think a lot of Chelsea fans understood what was going on. And I'm confused about that, to be honest. I don't know whether it's, all due respect to the fan, but I don't know whether that's just a low IQ in the fan base, whether that's just the toxicity that we give out. We are undoubtedly the most toxic and most spoiled fan base, but I don't know. I think I'm not that mad about tonight. I think tonight was all right. When you look at it, 2-0, 2 goals scored, Madueke back on the score sheet and Kunku back on the score sheet, clean sheet. How many times can we say in the last 6 months that we have not looked like conceding a goal? How many times can we say that we have looked fairly strong at the back, fairly tight at the back? Again, no one blew me away today. No performance blew me away, but it was good enough. It was an improvement. It was, this is our first European game in 4 or 5 years. And we've gone out and got a clean sheet, scored 2 goals. Madueke scored an absolute banger in the second half. Enzo Fernandez with a beautiful assist. Can't believe there are still people out there hating on Enzo Fernandez. Can't believe there are still people trying to pile on that narrative of Enzo Fernandez needs to leave. The only reason people criticize Enzo Fernandez is his price tag. Apart from that, you have nothing, absolutely nothing to criticize Enzo Fernandez on, because he is a baller. He is genuinely he's top class. He's very, very good at football. In terms of this squad and the distribution, the ability to pass a ball, I know when a player can fucking pick a pass. Enzo Fernandez is that guy. Enzo Fernandez, he can pick a pass. And I think there are way too many Chelsea fans getting on his back. The price tag has nothing to do with you. Did not come out your pocket. You ain't got to pay for him. It matters nothing to you how much he cost. But still, Chelsea fans will continue to complain about Enzo Fernandez, and I don't understand why we are so toxic and why we continue to booze at half-time today. Really? I know it didn't blow no one away, and I know it was 0-0, but booze for Enzo Maresca's second game? Nuts. Nuts. I'm getting a very disillusioned with a lot of this fan base. Very disillusioned. I think the more I delve into it, the more I see, and this is in no part meant for the viewers, by the way, no offense meant to you guys, but the more I delve into it, the more I see, the more I hear people that don't know what they're talking about, the more I hear people that have no playing experience talking on things that they have no right to talk about. If you have not played to a semi-decent level, if you are not a semi-decent footballer, if you have not played for an extended period of time, then you should not be able to come up here and give criticism. And so many of these passive Chelsea fans couldn't kick a ball to save their life, but they're sitting there going, Enzo Fernandez needs to be dropped. You couldn't lace his fucking boots if you tried, mate. Honestly, this Chelsea fan base really, really gets my goat. And Mykhailo Mudryk tonight, is he going to get a better opportunity than a team like Servette to go out and boost his confidence? And in a game like tonight, where the longer it goes on, the more it gets stretched, the more chance he has to float in behind and to create a chance. We saw in the second half. In the first half, he was woeful. In the second half, I think in part due to the team, the game stretching, the team tiring, I think he was afforded more space. But we can see when Mykhailo Mudryk stands on a halfway line, you know what we should do? We should just, and it sounds crazy to say, Mykhailo Mudryk is Mo Salah. No brain. He has the ability. No footballing brain until he reaches a certain age. Mo Salah was woeful until it clicked for him about 25, 26 at Roma, really started to come through. And then he started to learn how to be in the right place at the right time and how to make that quality, that talent connect with the anticipation, the footballing brain part of his game. And Misha has no idea how to play. I do not understand why we can keep playing him on the left when he's got no left foot. Why are you playing him on the left, making him cut in every single time? Because it's counterintuitive. We want him to go into the wings, into the space. He is rapid. Play on the high line. Do what Salah does. Liverpool, and I do not care. I can sit here and argue for hours. Liverpool play route one football. Did under Klopp, will under Slot, have done for years and years and years. All they do is a glorified 2-3 passes up to the front three, and then they get it out wide and they get it in. Mykhailo Mudryk should be playing off that Mo Salah system. Don't do any defensive work, because Chelsea fans are just going to whinge at you when you do. Stand on a halfway line, wait for the space to come. As soon as there's a ball over the top, Enzo Fernandez, ping it into that corner. Mykhailo Mudryk, ying it down the wing, get it in the box, get Jacko or Felix on the end of it. I do not understand what is so difficult for Mykhailo Mudryk. He's very talented, but he just has such a low footballing IQ. He just has no awareness, no anticipation, no ability to understand, to read the game. His lack of ability to read the game is kind of frightening for a player of his price tag. And obviously, a lot of Chelsea fans are still hoping that he will he will come good. He will make it at Chelsea. I still think he has got a chance. However, the time that is dwindling. Every day that goes by, the chance of Mudryk succeeding at Chelsea decreases. And I can't sit here and defend him every single time. Like I said, in the first half today, he stunk. He was horrible. His decisions every single decision he made was wrong. Every touch he took was poor. Every ball he made was poor. And in the second, but I just thought, you know what? Take everybody else off. Give Mudryk the full 90. Let him stand on a halfway line. If he gets an assist, if he gets a goal against Servette, that brings him right back up. That brings his confidence back to where we need it. But if you pull him off at half time, which I was suggesting at half time, I was saying if we're going to change one player, it's got to be Misha. And then I thought about it and thought, you know what? What's that going to do for his confidence? In the Europa League conference game, that realistically, we don't have that much stock. You know, this sounds silly, but I feel like we were going to win. You know, we should have gone out there and won it. He shouldn't be worried about cutting back and playing nice football. He should be thinking about, you know, what I saw from Noni Madueke when he came on is exactly what I want to see from Mykhailo Mudryk. Going at your player, being confident, knowing that you don't have to do all this work. You don't have to do all this tracking back. You don't have to do all this finding the space, making the right run. If you make it count, if you make it work when it counts, the Chelsea fans will not remember anything else. I guarantee you, no Chelsea fan will talk about the fact that Madueke was just strolling around for 20 minutes today. And the fact that and this is not digging out Madueke by any means, by the way, but no one will dig out the fact that Madueke was limping for 10 minutes, didn't really contribute to the game other than the goal. Because when he gets the ball in the right areas, he's direct, he goes at it, he has confidence, he wants to beat his man, he knows he can beat his man, and he knows he's good enough to get a shot on goal. And honestly, I think there's 3 or 4 aspects of his game that Mudryk is lacking, but the football intelligence is one of them. The confidence is a huge thing. It's a huge part of his game, a huge factor on why he is not succeeding at the moment. It's because, number one, the fans are on his back, but number 2, he is on his own back. He is not playing carefree, flowing football. You know, he's kind of like Sterling. He's a kick it and run player. I don't need him to be too techie to be doing all these step overs and fucking boot it into the corner, outpace the cunt that you're playing against, stick it in the box. It is as simple as that. You know, you could be a world-class winger going one-on-one, and I'm glad that Gabriel's just joined while we're talking about Mudryk. Give me your. I asked my boy. Obviously, I went to the game tonight. Asked Kieran as well. So he improved in the second half. Do you think that was? And I asked Kieran the same thing. Do you think that was because the game got more stretched and the team got more tired, or do you think he grew into the game, and do you think Mudryk improved? I personally think he only got more chances because it got a little bit more stretched and because he started to find those spaces that he could run into when the defenders were tired. Some other people think that it did improve. I think he's got a long way to go, and I'm a big fan of Mudryk. I like Mudryk. I want him to succeed. There is no Chelsea player I don't want to succeed. I wouldn't be a fan of the club if I didn't, but he's testing my patience. We've got 4 or 5 players, and when you look at the academy graduates, players like Tyreek George, who are on the B list tonight, you could have got a more effective 90 minutes out of Tyreek George than Mykhailo Mudryk. Let's not lie. You could have got a more effective 90 minutes out of Raheem Sterling than Mykhailo Mudryk. I hate Sterling. He would have been better than Mudryk tonight. And I think these are the kind of games which are perfect for Mykhailo Mudryk because they're slightly, I don't want to say worse, slightly lower opposition, slightly lower intensity opposition. The game's a little bit more open. They're not so used to you. This reverse fixture, Mudryk has to start because Servette have to win. So Servette they can't go out and play a low block like they did tonight. They have to go out, throw the kitchen sink at us and beat us by more than 2 goals. So you know there are going to be spaces in behind, and that is where Mudryk is going to benefit. Confidence is a huge thing for him, but I have already said this is his make or break season. He was teetering on the edge of, you know, looking at a loan move out last January, even when he hadn't made the impact he had immediately on the squad that we moved. But I have backed him. I have said a loan move is not the right thing for him. However, there's only so many more performances that I can bear witness to and not change my opinion. Because while I am here for Chelsea and while I am here to support the club, I want what's best for the club, not any individual. And while I want individuals to succeed and everybody as a collective to succeed, if it means Chelsea or Madrid succeeding, it's not a conversation. It's not a, you know, Mudryk is teetering. He is on that. He's on the brink at the moment. And I do kind of fear, particularly being so vocal with Sterling and saying he's not a part of my squad. These senior players aren't a part of my squad. If we get 3-4 injuries down the line and we're relying on Mudryk, and I don't know. I don't know. I've still got stock in him, nowhere near as much as I did last season, the season before, but I still have hope for Mykhailo Mudryk, and hopefully next week in the return fixture, he plays and has an effect, gets on the score sheet, gets that confidence up, but he's running on borrowed time at the moment. Appreciate everyone joining, by the way. Gabriel, Wesley. What time zone are you on? Wesley, I always see you on the shorts, my bro. Where are you from? Where are you tuning in from? I appreciate you joining, my guy. Everyone as well, make sure to, I think smoked him. Come on. Like up the stream, guys. Everyone make sure to like, comment, subscribe. As I said earlier, I apologize for the late stream. It was the train's fault. Fuck TFL. But, you know, we're here, man. And just for you, I've taken the day off work tomorrow so that I can pull together some good content for you, some good streams. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate Spoke Tim. Appreciate Gabriel. Appreciate Wesley. Wesley, where are you tuning in from, bro? You said you're in a different time zone. Talk to me. Gabriel said he can't stand Mudryk. Gabriel, have you answered me yet? Is your name Gabriel or Gabriel? Come on. I need to know. I can't be pronouncing your name wrong on every single stream, broski. Come on. Wesley. Oh, this is a long one. How bad is our recruitment? Winston and the other bloke have blatantly pulled Bowley pants down and convinced him we're the kings at buying players for cheap and selling for money. Right. This is going to sound... Listen, I am not behind the owners. This is going to sound hypocritical. I think the business we've done this year is superb. I think the business that we've been doing, more outgoings than incomings. I think the business that Bowley and Co have been doing is pretty good. Being able to get big fees for players like Broya, Bashir, Humphreys, Gallagher. We made 85 million a day the other day, bro, off 3 academy graduates. That's pure profit. Spending money on Felix that will be split over 6 years. Getting high wage earners off the book, Chilwell, Lukaku, Kepa, Sterling, Chalobah. These are players that have been on the fringe for years now. Maresca, Bowley and Co. They're coming and making decisive. They're making big decisions. I quite like it. I quite like this ruthlessness. I feel like it brings back do you remember the days of where Roman Abramovich was the owner of Chelsea? And he said, there were stories that he used to go on the training pitch and say to the players openly, if you do not perform, I will sell you tomorrow and buy another player. I do not need you. And I am getting those vibes from Bowley at the moment. I'm getting those vibes of, look, this ship is going to succeed. This ship is going to the top. Whether you want to be here or not, whether you want to contribute is up to you. But here are our terms. Here is what the situation is. Here is the framework. Let's go out and commit this. And I'm not mad. I really like the way that Maresca's handled himself in press conferences in the last couple of weeks, definitely in the last couple of days, answering questions about the squad size. Sterling, he's answered them excellently. Whether that's just media training, him being a mouthpiece for Bowley or whatever, I quite like it. And I do think it is going to it's going to cause some problems in the dressing room. But the problems it's going to cause are with players that are not part of our plans anymore. So Romelu Lukaku can like whatever post he wants on Instagram. Romelu Lukaku will never, ever play for Chelsea again. Raheem Sterling can make all the public statements he wants, but he will never, ever play for Chelsea again. So all these players that can cry, they can throw their toys at the pram if they want, or they can deal with it like a professional. Because let's be honest, Enzo Maresca hasn't sent them a text, hasn't sent them an indirect tweet, hasn't sent them an email saying, oh, by the way, you're out the door, your fob's not working anymore, don't come back. He has more likely than not sat down, had a one-to-one conversation and said, look, this is where I see the squad. This is what my job is at the moment. My job is not to look after you on your 300 grand a week or whatever it is. My job is to get the team to perform to the best of its ability. Unfortunately for you and me and the team, you are not part of those plans. For your best interest and the club's best interest, if you have respect for the club, you will look for other options. We have no interest in playing you. You are more than welcome to go and pick up hundreds of thousands of pounds elsewhere, or you can sit on the bench here, keep fucking stum and collect your money. But these players are throwing their toys at the pram like Raheem Sterling. Oh, I'm not part of his plan. You're shit, mate. That's why you're not part of his plans. There's 4 or 5 wingers that are better than you. And I know everyone's throwing their, everyone's crying about Mudryk. Still better than Sterling. Still holds a bigger place, a bigger part in this system than Sterling. So all these players throwing their toys at the pram, I think Maresca is going to be left with a nicely sized squad that he has honed and handpicked, essentially. Out of 45 players, he's been able to go, right, what a blessing. Imagine as a manager, you are able to go into a job and choose your 20-man or 21 or 26-man squad, whatever it is. He said he's got 21 players at the moment. You are able to choose your 26-man squad from 45 available professionals. It's an ideal situation. And then you are also able to legally and financially viably offload those additional players. They're playing 4D chess, bro. And I really, really like it. And I'm not backing the owners. I don't like what they've done in the overhaul and the commercialization. Again today, DJ with 0-0 at half time, and they bring out a DJ. Mate, read the room. Keep her in the fucking locker room. Bring Jetta Felix out to get the crowd up. Read the room. The club is still in disarray, as I alluded to in last week's or yesterday's stream. There has never been this much of a disconnect between the club and the players, the management, the ownership, and the fans. And it is normally on the players, the management to kind of bridge that gap, to feed that dialogue. And I feel like Maresca is doing that. He definitely has done it with me in this last week. He has definitely given me far more assurance, far more confidence in himself than I did have before. And speaking of confidence, before we just go through the comments real quick, speaking of confidence in himself, how much better is Philip Jorgensen than Robert Sanchez? Did anybody count a single hospital pass today? Because I didn't. Did anybody count a single mistake today? I didn't. Did anybody count a clean sheet today? I did. Get that fucking Sanchez prick out this club. Right. I know it's late, so I'm going to fucking close off the stream, but let me run through the comments real quick. Smoked in. Mudryk has to go, bro. I've been his biggest supporter. I blamed it all on confidence, but I'm starting to say it. 100% it's an ability thing. I think he's got the talent. He just don't have the brain. We all kind of know it to an extent. I'm running out of. I don't know whether he can turn it around. Like I said, it's very much make or break this season now for Mykhailo Mudryk. Oh, raw. Wesley's from. I see you're traveling. Whereabouts are you in South America, broski? And where do you live in Europe? Come on, you're ambiguous as hell, man. I'm trying to find the answers here. I'm trying to do up Inspector Gadget, Inspector Clouseau. But I appreciate you. Two Blues going worldwide. We love that, man. We love that. Gabriel, you can't. You're making it easy for me, man. For a yes or no answer. I like to know that I'm doing things right. I don't want creative freedom. At least Maresca had some character managing the squad, not trying to be Mr. Nice Guy. 100%. 100%. Poch was Mr. Nice Guy. Potter was definitely Mr. Nice Guy. Frank Lampard was probably Mr. Nice Guy as well. And we've seen how that goes. You've got to be a cunt. In Jose Mourinho's words, you have to be a cunt. You have to. There is no... Bruv, who said... Bruv, anybody said it. Dave said it. Nice guys don't win. Nice guys never win. You will get steamrolled if you are a nice bloke in a professional football club. Enzo Maresca, if he starts giving people what they want, and if he starts appeasing everybody, he's going to be out of a job very, very quickly. So I love the fact he's stamping authority. He's making decisions that seem to be for himself. Obviously, they could well be. They could well be the owner's decisions that are just being relayed through his mouthpiece. But I'm a big fan of what Maresca is doing and saying at the moment. However, I remember when Pochettino came in and gave his first interview and said that Chelsea are the biggest club in London. So, we were all sold by that fraud, and I can't believe there were fans. I say fans. I'm pretty sure it was just one fan. There was a fan tonight who was saying bring Pochettino back, and I've got to give her the benefit of the doubt because she was definitely 50 plus, definitely on the beers, and definitely had an IQ in the single digits. But she's a Chelsea fan, so show her some respect. Bint. She was singing for Conor Gallagher. Any Chelsea fan that goes to Stamford Bridge and sings for Conor Gallagher, you're an absolute waste of space, waste of time. Can you think of a more stupid thing to do to demoralize the players than sing for players that don't play for the club anymore? Absolute retard, he said, as he remembered that we sung Thiago Silva's name multiple times from the crowd tonight. But that's different, club legend. But yeah, still need to happen. Well, yeah. Broja is kind of out of our hands now because that is obviously a loan for this season. So he is gone as of this season. We are just hoping that Ipswich stay up. I think Ipswich will stay up. But, let's be honest, mate. If we manage to sell Armando Broja for 30 million, if we manage to sell Armando Broja and Omari Hutchinson to Ipswich in the same window for 57.5 million. That's like Arsenal's record transfer, Crazy to me. I'm liking he's showing balls, stripping shirt numbers. That will keep the players on their toes. Yeah, I said it earlier. I don't think it's disrespect at all. No player's bigger than the club. If you ain't performing, you ain't worth the shirt number. I'm glad to see that a few people are, Gabrielle, Wesley. I'm glad to see that a lot of people are unified in the. I've just got to go out again and say, incredibly negative atmosphere at the Bridge tonight overall. I think the first half was pretty excellent. We started really sharply, and the crowd was very, very responsive to that. We were very, very loud, but then it died out very quickly. Halftime, booze in the second half at 1-0. I thought at halftime, I can understand it. I think booze is too much, but I can understand frustration of players and fans, who want a little bit more urgency. Yeah, booze when we were 1-0 up. Crazy to me. You're not Chelsea fans. Yeah, outgoings. Kepa, Lukaku, Trev, Sterling, Broja, Chilwell will all go. Carney, I hope Carney doesn't go personally. Yeah, again, you've listed half the sales. We've got so many players to go out. Fofana, Angelo, who may well go out on permanent move. Disassi, linked with a permanent loan move. Washington, Angerin, Matos, Vale. There's so many players still to cut. And as Maresca said in his midweek conference, I don't know where you lot are getting this 45 number from. I'm training with 21 players every day. I was worried on how he was going to manage 30 players, but we're looking better on the pitch. I'm glad to hear that because, like I said, from the fan response, you wouldn't have thought that today was a positive game. Good. I'm glad. Eye test, passed, flying colours. I know he didn't get tested, but second game in a row, pass for me. So much better than Sanchez. Not one moment when Jorgensen had the ball was I worried about where it was going to go. Was I stressed? Was I thinking, oh shit, we're going to get pressed here. We're going to concede here. Every time Sanchez gets the ball, that's all I'm thinking. But yeah, love to see that everyone is kind of in agreement that Jorgensen was good, that Chelsea weren't that bad tonight. Yeah, Jorgensen should definitely start the weekend. I appreciate that, broski. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't know. The only one I know out of those is Joey Knight. And I know him from Joey. I think it's Joey Knight. Is he Joey? I know their name. I know their face. I don't know them. To be honest, I stay away. I steer clear from other Chelsea content creators because I don't want to duplicate and I want to do my own thing. And also, with all due respect to all of them, I think the majority of them are fucking muppets and their opinions are absolute fucking dog shite, and they need to fucking get a grip and learn how to play football, because the majority of them ain't kicked a fucking ball in their life, couldn't do it on a 5-a-side pitch, couldn't do it on an 11-a-side pitch. That's why you should listen to me. That's why you should subscribe to me, because I can fucking kick ball. I fucking know ball. We make predictions that come true every single year. I know Mr. C Money is sitting in the comments agreeing with me, fucking nodding his head like this in his fucking sofa with Ty next to him. Broski, we know ball. Subscribe to the Two Blues podcast. Man said, get to their levels. Yeah, it's a time thing, man. It's a time. We'll be there, bro. We'll be there. Charms, your knees, bro. These Capone things. They're backwards, but they got the sticker. They got the sticky licky. Listen, man, it's been a long day. It's been a long day. 100%. 100%. It's the last question of the stream, guys. I'm cutting it off at 30 minutes because Mr. Simon is right. We've got illicit activities to attend to. I was going to kind of see if I could get away with doing it on the stream, but I got the fan going there and, oh, shit, Eamon's putting in the back guard. Fuck. All right. We're way over. Oh, wait, has Days Before Rodeo dropped yet? Oh, wait, I'm staying online for this. If Days Before Rodeo has dropped, I might have to keep this going and do a listening party. It hasn't dropped yet. Hasn't dropped yet. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Don't worry, I'm not getting paid. But whatever you do, take a day off work and just listen to Days Before Rodeo on repeat tomorrow when it comes out on Lossless. Oh, the Dolby quality is going to change my life. It's not there. Unfortunately, it's looking like a US drop. You know, them stinky ones at like 4 or 5 in the morning. So, yeah, I better call the bags, man. And, yeah. Get fucking sorted for a fucking few hours. No, I'm joking. Oh, say mums. Wesley, what? No way. That's sick. I'll tell you what, Wesley. We don't normally do this, but if you ever want to jump on, mate, I'd love to hear how the club's changed. I'd love to hear some stories from Chelsea youth. My bosses knows Jody. I was going to say his friends would knows Jody Morris, but to play for Chelsea youth with Jody Morris, that's a flex, man. And I can't lie. That's gassed me up to see that you're watching this. So appreciate you tuning in, my bro. And yeah, if you ever want to jump on the stream, I'd love to pick your brains. I'd love to hear about Chelsea from back in the day, and see how you think the club has changed from the 90s to now. But for now, I think we'll leave it there, lads. We'll tie it off. As I said, we'll be back with another stream tomorrow. And of course, loads of content over the weekend as we are back playing Wolves in Premier League action. But yeah, for now, like, subscribe to the channel, follow @2Blues Podcast on the Instagram and the TikTok, and we'll be